Hello there, ladies and gents. Espionage DB7 here, and just wanted to come out with a quick word. Uh, you haven't really heard a good rant from me in a while, but by God, you're gonna hear one right now because this is uh, this is something that needs to be said, and I'm speaking on my own behalf. My opinions here do not represent the opinions of any of my, my associates, my gaming buddies. It doesn't represent the opinion of Obs or Ring or Val or Nick. I can't imagine them feeling too differently about this than I do. But again, I speak for myself and for no one else. And if your opinion on this matter is strong and contradictory to my own, then I apologize. But I feel like this needs to be said. And if I alienate you from our channel due to this opinion, then I apologize for that as well. We hate to lose you, but again, this has to be said. And the issue I'm talking about is wearing masks to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. It, I consider myself an empathetic person. I feel like I can put myself into pretty much anyone's shoes. I feel like I can usually look at something from another person's point of view and realize, you know what, I can see where they're coming from. I may not agree, but I can see where they're coming from. This issue, I have failed to do that. I have racked my brain trying to figure out why the fuck this is such a goddamn issue. It shouldn't be. This is not a political issue. It's not a left versus right, red versus blue. It's not liberal versus conservative, Democrat versus Republican. And if it is, well, it goddamn well shouldn't be. Okay, this is a morality issue. It's a keep your fellow man or woman healthy issue. It's a keep your own damn self healthy issue. Wearing a mask when you go out in public to go shopping or anywhere else, it's a mild inconvenience that you're asked to do to not only protect yourself but to protect others. Okay, it's why is it such a big deal for you to want to do your part to ensure the safety of those around you? And if you don't have a problem with this, then I'm not talking to you. Obviously, I'm not anybody who already abides by the health and safety guidelines. More power to you. Thank you for doing your part to keep me safe, to keep my family safe, and to keep the families of those around you safe. Thank you. But if I'm reaching anybody who has some sort of moral objection or some sort of political conundrum with this, you're talking about helping those around you with the most minimal amount of effort, okay? I've seen videos, and I'm sure you have seen them too, of people freaking out in stores, refusing to wear masks, getting kicked out because they refuse to. I've seen the videos of the people at that town hall talking about this as if it was some sort. You would think that their relatives are being hauled off into goddamn concentration camps with the amount of passion that they're exhibiting at these council meetings. I mean, it boggles the mind. All that you're being asked to do is to help stop the spread of a lethal virus. Okay? And for anybody who thinks that stores do not have the right to ask you to wear a mask or leave, you're fucking stupid. That's all I can say. You're fucking stupid. Stores are private property. Stores, unless it's federal property, stores are not regulated by the government. And I'll tell you what, stores have the right to refuse service to anybody. You remember that sign that says no shirt, no shoes, no service? What's the difference in adding mask to that list? Okay, you can't walk into a store without a shirt and without shoes and still expect service. You get kicked out for that. I mean, I'm sure the type of people that would walk into those stores would still throw a goddamn fit about that. But the fact of the matter is, nobody has raised a stink, at least not on this scale, in opposition to the no shirt, no shoes, no service rule. This is no different. Okay? Another thing, everybody's talking about how your rights are being infringed upon, how our rights are being taken away because we're being mandated to wear these masks. How is that different from being mandated to wear fucking pants in public? Okay, you can't let it whip wherever the hell you are. You can't just, fucking tear it off and feel the breeze and, just go out with it hanging all over the place for us guys. Or, I mean, you know what I mean. You're mandated to wear clothing in public. How is this freaking different? And this is not some government muzzle that you're getting put on you. Okay, it's not a fucking muzzle. It's not a goddamn shackle. It's not a fucking lock and key, brace around your neck. It's a mask to help stop the spread of a potentially deadly disease. It boggles the mind. You're required to wear seatbelts for your safety. That's a mandate. You don't wear a seatbelt, you get a ticket. How is that different? And why are you required to wear a seatbelt? For your safety? Okay? Another thing about this whole thing about, your rights being infringed upon. We have the right to bear arms. We have the rights to freedom of speech. But as soon as your goddamn fucking rights, or your perception of your rights, start fucking with the health and safety of me and mine, and the health and safety of others, then your rights are not so engraved in stone anymore, are they? You can carry a gun. You can't openly point it at somebody. You can't shoot somebody without consequence. You have the right to free speech, but you can't make death threats to others. You can't yell fire in a crowded building. How is this different? Okay? How the fuck did this even become an issue? This is why it's shit like this that the reason that other countries are actually starting to open up. Other countries are actually starting to, get back on track, and why we're still inclining on our cases. And another thing that I've seen is I see a lot of people claiming to have a medical condition preventing a mask. And you know what? I don't know. Maybe they do. But the only real medical conditions that I can think of is where if you have a problem breathing, and a lot of times people like that are supplied oxygen through a little tube, which can be worn underneath a mask. Another thing is all these people that yell and scream about having a medical condition. That's just it. They yell and scream about it. What is preventing you from wearing a mask if you have no shortness of breath to freaking mouth off and yell at the top of your lungs at some, poor minimum wage employees who are just trying to do their job? What right do you have to, what entitlement do you have to put yourself different from everybody else? What right do you have to endanger everybody else? You're not happy with your life, you want to kill yourself. I'm against suicide, but you know what? Go and do it somewhere else where you're away from everybody. I'm sorry to say that because I don't condone suicide. If you're legitimately suicidal, get help. I don't want to go off on that tangent. I guess I'm just very frustrated at this. And what spurred this is that I actually I recently learned that 2 coworkers have family members who have been diagnosed with COVID-19. One of them, it's his brother, who is on a ventilator right now in a hospital in critical condition. So it's pissed me off. Quite frankly, it has pissed me the hell off that this has become an issue. All right? And the ironic thing is that the majority of the people who are railing against wearing masks, a lot of them are the same people who were railing against the lockdown. You're being counterproductive to your own, to your own agenda. If we can get this thing under control, there won't be a need for another lockdown, or at least we can shorten the length of the lockdowns. It's fucking beyond belief, the mental gymnastics that some people are doing right now. It's beyond comprehension, the hill that some of these people have chosen to die on. There are so many things up for debate. There are so many things that are and should be controversial right now. But wearing a mask to preserve the health and safety of those around you? Really? That's the issue? That's what you're going to fight against? That's the banner you're gonna raise? That's your last hurrah? A study that I read about recently, and I will link it, and it was released in April of this year by the UC Berkeley. It states that if 80% of Americans wore masks or face coverings, the COVID-19 infection would drop by 92%. It'd be almost gone. And it's like we're being asked to do the bare minimum to do that. You're not being asked to wear masks in your car or in your home. A lot of places aren't even really asking you to wear them outdoors. A lot of places are just asking you to wear them in stores. And if you can't do that, I have serious doubts about you as a person. Because I feel like if you saw somebody drowning, you wouldn't throw them a life preserver. If you saw somebody on fire, you wouldn't toss a bucket of water on them. I think you have to ask yourself if you would as well, because this is not an issue of it should not be a political issue or any kind of agenda. It's not. And furthermore, what the fuck agenda do you think that people being mandated to wear a mask is pushing? That's another thing. I don't get these goddamn conspiracy theories. Okay, the government is trying to make you wear a mask. What is the agenda there? What is the end game? What is the goal? I've heard people say that, it's comparable to slavery. How dare you? How dare you? It's not a fucking muzzle. I don't know. I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Fact of the matter is that there is a nationwide pandemic going on right now. And it's not going to go away unless we make changes and take steps to make it go away. We can't act like nothing is going on and that everything is alright. Because I'll tell you what, the families of 127,000 people would strongly disagree with you. And so do I. That's all.
Is that what you want? I'm just saying you get a mask on. I don't have a mask. I don't have a mask. This is fucking ridiculous. Are you fucking kidding me right now? You're not going to sell me this? It's going to take you to... I'm spreading more dirt standing here, for God's sake.
You preach pseudoscience and safety. Does anyone care about preserving the liberty of the people who pay your salaries?
We are being lied to, our freedoms are being taken forever, and I will not be muzzled like a mad dog.
Nobody calls me Mad Dog.
They want to throw God's wonderful breathing system out the door.
I don't give a
am not giving up any more of my rights. And as long as I can remember, we're still a free country, and I go with my freedom all the time.
We will get together and do a citizen's arrest on every single human being that goes against the freedom of choice, okay? You literally cannot mandate somebody to wear a mask knowing that that mask is killing people.
My name is Butch, and I'm an American patriot. See that flag? I would die for that flag. The Constitution that you were supposed to uphold, I would die for that.